Hey everybody, ho ho ho. Your pal Donnie Dow here. Today I'm on Evansville's north side, and you know how I think it's really cool to note the neighborhoods that are kind of linked together but are different? Well, if you've been watching, then you know I kind of like that sort of thing. So here we are. This neighborhood is called Aspen Ridge. You see this fence? Well, this is the start of another neighborhood called Romaine Park. So Aspen Ridge was developed in the late 70s. There was a realty company at the time called Citizens Realty. It ended up merging with MG, and MG Citizens ended up merging with another company. But at any rate, Citizens developed and sold Aspen Ridge. Romaine Park, on the other hand, was developed by the Romaine family, local entrepreneurs, most notably Romaine Auto Sales and United Leasing. So they developed Romaine Park somewhat concurrently with Aspen Ridge and Citizens. This area is really cool though, because there are a lot of homes, built late 70s, early 80s, and you see a lot of the trappings of the that time period. Colonial revival. You see some Tudor elements and whatnot, some wood, some stone, that kind of thing. But these floor plans are all a little bit different. You don't see a lot of the same homes replicated. So I think that's really neat and somewhat unusual. They did have different builders at different times. But then the other thing is that these homes were actually pretty expensive at the time. So in the late 70s, early 80s, you could buy a really nice home for $50,000 or $60,000. And a lot of these started in the upper 80s and 90s. So it was a more affluent, exclusive area. But I just saw something really cool. I'm not going to back up to show you. Actually, what I'm going to do, this is different for me, you guys. What I'm going to do this time is there are a few really interesting homes back here. So when I'm done walking, I will walk past a few and just show them to you so you can see it. It's pretty cool. But at any rate, here we go. We're still in Romaine Park, but it won't be long before we'll be in Ashford, I believe is what it's called. And that was developed by Dan Buck, another developer out here. Now that wasn't developed until the mid 2000s. So, and Dan Buck had built a lot out here on the other side of Oak Hill. So just so you know where we are, essentially the easiest way to describe it is Oak Hill and Lynch area. So I turned on Elm Ridge off of Oak Hill, and that is Aspen Ridge. And then that led us back here to Iroquois and Congress and those homes. And if you listen closely, you can hear a little bit of the road noise from Lynch. So yeah, down there, see where my finger is? There. So yeah, Tudor. I mean, you see that kind of stuff all the time. Then across the street here, look at all that wood siding. Those are, built at basically the same time. So it really was kind of a custom neighborhood. You really could get whatever you wanted to a degree. Okay, yeah. So we get back here to Kenmore, and now we're in a different area. So down there, that's Lynch Road. Now this is probably one of those areas that you've passed 100 times and didn't know anything about it. Well, now you do. So yeah, here's a home for sale. I'll be glad to show it to you if you want to see it. But at any rate, yeah, so we just did 3 neighborhoods. There's a 4th neighborhood, but it's cold and I'm not walking to it. But it's real close to here. It's actually, you can get there from here or from Bergdolt Road. And that had different developers too. Murphy Homes built some of them. There's a builder I can't remember the name of, but I hadn't heard of before, that built some of the homes there. So really interesting. But yeah, look at the difference a couple decades makes. I mean, here we are. I have to go back and double check, but this is, mid 2000s, maybe even 2010, 2012, somewhere in there. And look down here, look where the sidewalk ends, just right there. And that's how you know, one of the ways you know that, pow, now you're in a different neighborhood. So I think that's really neat. Romaine Park is cool. There's a lot of cool stuff here. Aspen Ridge is cool. Ashford, or whatever that's called. That one's got some nice homes. I like the architecture of all the decades. I think if you've watched enough of my videos, you know where my sweet spot is. But yeah, so there's something to love back here. The other thing too is this is one of those neighborhoods that people don't just kind of wander into. You kind of have to be planning to come here. So I think that's neat too, because it's kind of, convenient to a lot of the east side and the north side, but is somewhat secluded, somewhat private, etc. So that's it for today. This is my last walk of 2019. It's my last walk of the decade. So once again, I greatly appreciate everyone watching. I think it's so cool that I get to do this, and that a few of you really enjoy it. So I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm gonna end the video and then show you some of the cool things that are around this area, and then that'll be that for 2019. So looking forward to walking and talking with you guys in 2020. So until then, happy holidays. Enjoy your time with friends, family, etc. And this was a good year. Next year will be a great year. Thanks. Oh, hey, don't forget, if you know anyone that's interested in real estate, buying or selling in Southern Indiana, please have them contact me. I think that once they deal with Donnie, they'll discover the difference is Donnie. Thanks. See ya. Okay, why do I like this one? Well, okay, so first of all, brick on the bottom, love the trim, love the vertical siding, love the shake at the top. Two, this isn't your normal bi-level. Look how big the downstairs windows are. So even though you have this entrance, which is similar to a bi-level and essentially is, you still have full size downstairs. So I think that's cool. This driveway is awesome. I don't know what's back there, possibly a pool, but this little side garage, also awesome. I love it. All right, what do I like about this one? So I think it's really cool that the garage is like a detached garage, but it's not. So it creates this really nice entryway. It's simple. All right, here's another interesting one. So what I think is neat about this is the way it's kind of built into the hill a little bit. You've got a deck as opposed to a front porch. It's almost like a tri-level. I don't think it is. I think it's just a standard main floor, like a 1.5 story with a basement. But I think it's cool, and it also really screams, like 1978, 1981, something in there. Anyway. All right, now I've got one for you. You probably haven't seen something like this before. I think it's so interesting. So is it a little French chalet? I'm not really sure what it is. Got a flat roof, and then you've got that. Look at that. How interesting. Right here, only in Evansville.